Tenno, I'm Shadow Scythe, and today we're going to cause some chaos and style when we get Fashion Forward with Nyx Prime. Now, as you can see, I'm using a variety of different things to give my Nyx her overall look, which I will go into exactly what it is that I do
if I may say, operator,
after we do a quick little alert mission. Now, as far as the alerts today, I will do that sabotage really quick.
New alert marked on navigation, Tenno.
Oh, it doesn't look like this is going to be the easy one either. Which, honestly, even Sabotage 2.0 is ridiculously easy. And I like the way that they gave you more of a variety.
I need you to sabotage this ship's reactor.
No, I don't think so, Power Fist.
Start by removing the coolant cells.
Bad Seeker. And there's the alarms. Lovely. But you guys can probably guess that my color scheme is pretty much yet another variant of the like the 2 to 3 main colors that I always use. Well, my bad, the 3 to 4 main colors that I always use. Because the 3 that I typically use on almost everything, for those of you that have been following me for a while, you know I'm typically using purples and whites with a rose gold metallic accent. But as you can see, I've got a gray mixed in here too, which you guys will easily be able to find the duplicates for these if you don't have the color palettes that I did use. However, the thing that's going to be a little bit tricky is if you guys have not gotten the armor sets. Like, if you've done, as long as you've done the anniversary and the event around Christmas, then you should have at least my back and shoulder pieces. However, you will need to get the Mag Prime accessories if you want to do the legs. It's the same deal as far as the melee weapons that I have showing on my side. You will have had to do the anniversary login to get the Dex Dacra and the Dex Furus for one of the past 3 years. That way you have at least one set that you can color match and then just have it show. Whether you've spent time with it or not, which, honestly, I don't know why you wouldn't. The Dex Dacra is a pretty good weapon. Granted, it's a status weapon, so if you're not big on status,
destroy the fuel injectors.
I mean, yes, I am using the Euphona Prime. Okay, you get off of that. I missed terribly.
A blast door has blocked your evacuation route. Find a way to open it. Careful, fire is spreading rapidly.
Wow, I haven't gotten one of those ones on the first try in a while. Alright, but let's get out of here. Oh, that stupid arc trap. If I really wanted to avoid damage, I could just run Assimilate, but I don't feel like it. Oh, speaking of which, as you guys should know by now, Assimilate did get its buff. Well, it got its OG buff back, so it no longer absorbs allied fire. This ought to be enough. Ouch. Oh, yay! This lovely little extraction bug where it takes you so far one freaking direction just to have you turn around. Don't you guys just love that? That is still my one issue with these new sabotage missions, is they occasionally do that. You're mine now. Oh, never mind, extraction is right here. Well then. That was a thing. That was most definitely a thing. I wasn't expecting to get a whole lot, nor do I really care. I've got pretty much everything that I need from the syndicates. I just need to get arbiters up to max and get their Sandana. Anyway, now that that's out of the way, let me get right down into the colors, as well as everything else that I use for her. Now, obviously, you're going to want, but before I do that with Nyx, you're obviously going to want the Dex Dacra, and you will want the dual blades hip holster. Now then, obviously you're going to have to tweak them a little bit, make sure they're set for the lower torso, and try to line them up as much as possible with the Warframe mesh itself without actually forcing it to clip through. But that's as far as like the external fashion using weapons, because I don't typically melee weapons are about the only one that I will ever show anyway. Anyway, now for the appearance, you are going to want the Nyx Prime helmet, which you will have by default upon building Nyx Prime. The next thing, however, you are going to have to spend a little bit of money for. You will need the Nyx Athena skin if you want to copy my style directly. And then you're going to, upon applying the skin, you're going to want to toggle the Prime details on. Then I'm using the Titania Noble animation, which I've considered switching it over to the one for Octavia. However, I'm still feeling very partial for the Titania Noble animation for this one.
I've been thinking, operator.
Now, the animations themselves, you can pretty much do whatever you want, because those are pretty much just there for your own fun and games. Because overall, they don't tie too much into the look other than how you stand holding certain weapons. Now, as far as the regalia, I do have the Oracle Sigil hidden under the Sandana, so you don't really have to worry about the one on the back if you're trying to copy that. The front one, however, I am using... Which one is this? The Awareness Sigil, which is one of the Conclave Sigils. So if you play through the Conclave, then you'll need to pick this one up, set it to pink, and then here are all of the settings for it. Otherwise, don't worry about it too much, because at one point, because if you don't want that, but you still want something to kind of hide it, if you've picked up the Mag Prime accessories, then throw the Targus Prime chest plate over top. That works out just as well. If not, use one of the Daedalus chest plates, because those blend in rather well as well. Like here, let me. The Avia doesn't look too bad either. Neither does the Katir if you have it. Okay, my bad. Do not use the Daedalus plates. They are a little oversized here. But anyway, like I said, the deck's No Shall I Sandana. Both shoulders are the Solstice Daedalus. And then the Targus Prime Greaves for your legs. Now, as far as the colors go, you're going to want this grayish brown from the Orkin palette, which there are duplicates elsewhere. Like, I believe there's similar ones in both Storm and even Smoke. That looks to be about it right now. There might be one in Tenno.
Orders did not complete.
Now, the secondary color for the Warframe itself, not the attachments, I just left as the default. If you don't want to leave it as the default, then pretty much any white or off-white of your choice. The tertiary is this dark purple out of the Twilight palette, which you might be able to find something similar in Dojo, possibly in Corpus, possibly Infested, and possibly in Lotus. Which, yeah. Now, they probably won't be as defined, but they will get you close enough to it that it's not going to completely throw off the look. Now, the accents are obviously this rose gold out of the Storm palette, which, it's orange, but when you throw it on metallic, it gives it that, on any metallic, it gives it that rose gold sort of look, as you can see on the Paris Prime, on Nyx, on the Dexdacra. And all in all, it gives it it complements neutral tones like this really well. And then I'm using this purple out of the Infested palette for the base energy on Nyx herself, just because it gives you a little bit of a brighter color that will show on like the little details on the shoulder and these specific spots on the Prime display parts, and even throughout the helmet. But that's it for the base colors. Now, it's a little bit different for at least the last parts of the attachments. Oh no, I fixed that a while ago then. So it is pretty much the same gray. Now, the white itself, it auto-filled with a white, which when you click on it, as you can see there, it didn't take me to the palette that's from. That was because I copied the default colors. So that is actually the base white from Nyx Prime. So you will not find that specific one in a palette itself. And then obviously same purple from the from Twilight, the same orangish or rose gold, however you want to call that, from Storm, and the same purple from the Infested palette for your energy. Now, but that's pretty much all that I have. You can feel, if you want to copy this, you now have a guide to do it. If you want to use this as a base and then fashion frame your own designs from it, honestly, if you do, I'd love to see it. You guys can send me the just tag me in the pictures and stuff on Twitter if you guys choose to upload them. I'd love to see what you guys do if you use this as a base, or if you copy it all together. But that's all that I have to talk about today, Tano. Thank you for your time. If you'd like to follow me outside of my regular video updates, you can do so by following me on Twitter and player.me. Or you can check out my Patreon link if you'd like to support the channel. All of which are in the description box below for the links. And until next time, Tenno, stick to the shadows.